Let's look at the homework problems for lesson 6-2. Remember, in this lesson, we are using a technique called substitution. And so we're going to be solving for one variable and then taking the expression that equals that variable and substituting it into the other equation. In this first problem here, I have y equals 6x minus 8 and y equals 4x plus 6. In fact, both equations are solved for y, so that's awesome. I know that y equals 6x minus 8. I also know that y equals 4x plus 6. So we can think about taking this value that we know is the same as y and plugging it into the other equation for y. And so what I'm going to end up with is 6x minus 8 equals 4x plus 6. If you see it from another little angle, both of the equations equal y, and so both of the equations equal each other. So this is the same thing as y, and this is the same thing as y, and y, of course, equals y. So pretty awesome. When you have two equations and they both equal the same variable, you can just make them equal each other. So let's go ahead and solve this. I'm going to maybe add 8 to both sides. Get my numbers together. Notice that cancels out. I can put these numbers together by adding them. And then I want to get my x's together on one side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 4x. 6x minus 4x is 2x. And now I want to get x by itself. So since this is multiplication, I will divide by 2. That will cause that to cancel. And I will have x equals 14 divided by 2, which is 7. All right, this is half of the information that I need. I know that x is 7, but I also need to figure out what y is. And so I'm going to take my value of 7 and plug it into either one of these equations. I will get the same answer no matter which I choose to plug it into. So I'm going to say y equals 6 times 7 instead of x minus 8. And so let's see, 6 times 7 is 42, and 42 minus 8 is 36. Maybe that's not enough. 42 minus 8 is 34. All right, and then I could check myself, because if I plug it into the other equation, I should get the same thing. Y equals 4 times 7 plus 6, and so I have 28 plus 6, which is going to give me 34. So I'm pretty confident about that. I know I have a pair of numbers that tells me where my two lines cross at 7 and 34. So if I were to graph these two lines, I would see them cross at this point. So let's go plug that in and make sure we did okay. X is 7 and y is 34. Check. All right, awesome. Let's do the second one. In this equation, I have 4x plus 5y equals 2, and I have x equals 2y plus 7. So the good news is the work for me has been done in this equation. Since I have x equals something, I can take this value and go to my other equation and plug it in instead of x. So x equals 2x plus 7. So I'm going to write this 4, and then I'm plugging in this 2y plus 7. That's instead of x, because remember 2y plus 7 equals x. And then I'm going to have plus 5y equals 2. What that did for us was it got rid of the x temporarily, so that all I'm solving for is y here. I have the y here and the y here, and no x is in the way. You can only solve for one variable at a time. All right, we need to use the distributive property here. 4 times 2y is 8y, and 4 times 7 is 28. Keep everything else the same. I need to combine my like terms. 8y can combine with 5y to be 13y. Let's keep the rest of that the same for now. And I want to get y by itself. So let's start out here by subtracting the plus 28 to get it on the other side. I have 13y equals 2 minus 28 is going to be a negative 26. And then because that is times, I'm going to divide by 13. Y equals a negative 2. Negative 26 divided by 13 is negative 2. And that is half of what I need to know. So now I need to go back and find out, what does x equal? Well, I use this information to figure that out. So I think I'll take the x equals equation because it looks like less work, frankly. And I'm going to say 2 times, I know that y is negative 2 plus 7. And so I have x equals 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 plus 7. So x equals 3. That actually is what I need to know. Just for fun, I'm going to plug it into the other equation just to show you that it also works there. 4 times x, sorry. Let's back that up. Oh, where did my writing thing go to? Hang on. Okay. 4x plus 5 times negative 2 equals 2. So I have 4x plus negative 10 equals 2. And so I'm going to add 10. That's why I chose the other one first, because it looked like it was less steps. 4x equals 12. Divide by 4, and I get x equals 3. That's just kind of a check. You can always do that if you feel like you need a little backup. So I actually now know that the point I'm looking for is at 3 and negative 2. Remember, we put those in alphabetical order, x, comma, y, because that's literally the directions for how to get to the point where these two lines cross. Let's put that 3, negative 2 in our answer here. X was positive 3 and y was negative 2. And we'll check that, and we were right. So let me know if you still have some questions, and hope it goes okay.